Hello there. You know that feeling, right? Peace doesn't just vanish all at once. It slowly dissolves like sand slipping through your fingers. It starts with a misspoken word, a scornful look, an expectation that crumbles to dust. And before you know it, you've handed over control of your well-being to the outside world, to others' opinions, to the unexpected. But what if I told you there's an invisible shield, an armor you can wear anywhere, in the chaos of traffic, under pressure at work, or even within the quiet of your own home? A shield that protects your serenity, no matter what comes your way. Today, we're diving into 10 silent attitudes, forged in the wisdom of the Stoics, that will teach you to never again be held hostage by irritation. And by the end of this journey, you'll grasp something profound. Peace isn't a gift you receive. It's an art you cultivate, and it is your greatest weapon in a noisy world. As the philosopher Emperor Marcus Aurelius reminded us, calmness is invincible. Stoicism doesn't aim to turn you into a cold or unfeeling person, far from it. It empowers you to be strong, to be resilient. You don't control the storms the world throws your way, but you have absolute power over what you send back into the world. 1. Breathe before you react. The power of the sacred pause. Picture this scene. You're stuck in traffic. Your day started at a frantic pace, tight deadlines looming, your mind racing. Suddenly, a car swerves in front of you aggressively, and to top it off, they honk as if it's your fault. The first impulse? A cascade of anger, to yell, to honk back, to retaliate in kind. But here enters the wisdom of Epictetus. It's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. The event itself, the car cutting you off, isn't what steals your peace. It's the meaning you assign to it. In that precise instant, you have a crucial choice. You can react on autopilot, surrendering control of your mood to a stranger, or you can pause, take a deep breath, and remember that your inner peace is infinitely more valuable than any fleeting dispute. Breathing before reacting is like activating an invisible shield. Next time you feel your blood boil, stop for a microsecond and ask, is this really worth my energy? Is it worth my peace? True freedom resides in that sacred interval between the initial impulse and your conscious response. 2. Observe. Don't absorb. The sanctuary of your mind. Remember the last time someone made an unpleasant comment to you? Maybe it wasn't even that serious, but it echoed in your head all day, weighing you down like an anchor. Why? Because you allowed that word to cross the threshold of your mind? You gave permission for another to invade your mental space without an...
Epictetus enlightens us once more.
If someone tries to wound you, it is your own judgment that creates the wound. You are not obligated to drink the poison offered to you. Visualize your mind as a sanctuary, your most precious home. Would you let any dirty, ill-intentioned stranger walk into your living room without taking off their shoes? Of course not. So why allow toxic words to invade your peace? When you hear something offensive, visualize the scene. The words knock on your door, but you, the guardian, choose not to open. You observe them, acknowledge their presence, but you don't absorb them. Don't internalize them. This attitude of detachment preserves your energy for what truly matters, keeping your inner sanctuary untouched. 3. Avoid useless disputes. The silent victory. Have you ever noticed how some arguments starting small escalate into full-blown ego battles? A differing opinion, a sharp remark, and boom, precious minutes or hours are lost in debates that lead nowhere but to exhaustion. Marcus Aurelius sagely advised us, avoid futile disputes. They divert your soul from its path. Before responding to a provocation, ask yourself a sincere question. If I win this argument, what do I truly gain? In the vast majority of cases, the answer is nothing, except a loss of energy and peace. Choosing silence instead of pointless conflict is a sign of profound wisdom, not weakness. Remember, you are not obligated to dispute every provocation. Your inner peace is worth far more than any hollow victory in a meaningless debate. That is the true, silent victory. 4. Reframe the thought, not the situation. The lens of your mind. Imagine your work has been met with harsh criticism. Your first reaction might be to feel wronged, hurt, or even enraged. But Seneca reminds us, we are more often hurt by our interpretation of events than by the events themselves. Criticism, in its essence, is just a sound, a collection of words in the air. What truly hurts is the meaning you assign to it. And the good news is, you have the power to change that meaning. Instead of thinking, they're attacking me, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or even, does this criticism define who I am, or does it merely reveal the perhaps limited perspective of the critic? Reframing your thoughts is an act of reclaiming power. Criticism stops being ammunition against your self-esteem and transforms into fuel for your growth. You change the lens through which you view the world, and with that, you change how the world affects you. 5. Don't expect others to be you, the path of acceptance. How many times have you been deeply disappointed expecting others to show this? But Marcus Aurelius, with his clarity, said, expect men to act as they are, and not as you would wish them to be. Every person acts according to their own level of consciousness, their experiences, their pains, and their limitations. There's no point in expecting sweet fruits from trees that are still dry or that produce other types of fruit. Accepting that others are different and often imperfect doesn't mean giving up on humanity. It means, instead, protecting your own heart from unnecessary frustrations. Next time someone disappoints you, remember, you planted your part, but you are not responsible for others' harvest. Release the expectation and release yourself. 6. Master your body to master your mind. The inner thermometer. When irritation begins to surface, your body is the first to show the signs. You feel your shoulders tense, your hands clench, your jaw tighten. Your body prepares for combat long before your mind even processes what's happening. Epictetus instructed us, first control your visible reactions, then control your thoughts. Fury, anger, is a physical experience before it is purely emotional. If you can relax your body in the face of provocation, you send a powerful, clear message to your mind. I am in command. I am safe. Next time you notice the physical signs of irritation, tension in your shoulders, shallow breathing, a grim expression, stop. Observe. Breathe deeply. Release your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Want to master your anger? Start with your body. It is the thermometer of your emotions, and more importantly, the key to control. Ask yourself, do I want my body to reflect tension or serenity? The choice is yours. 7. Step away from what unbalances you, the wisdom of retreat. How often do we insist on remaining in environments where our peace is constantly under attack? Toxic places, aggressive conversations, relationships that drain your energy and continuously test you. But Epictetus clearly reminds us, keep away from what does not strengthen your soul. You are not obligated to submit yourself to environments that silently destroy you, nor do you need to respond to every provocation that drags you down. Step away. Not with hatred, not with resentment, but with the calm and dignity of someone who preserves what is most valuable, their inner peace. Ask yourself, does this environment uplift me or drag me down? If the answer is the latter, you already know what you need to do. Retreating is one of the most silent and powerful ways to honor yourself. It is an act of self-love. 8. Practice Stoic empathy, seeing beyond the surface. When someone treats you poorly, the natural reaction is to Most people act driven by their own pain, insecurity, or ignorance of their actions. When you manage to perceive this, you automatically exchange judgment for compassion, and compassion has an incredible power to weaken anger like few things can. Next time someone is unjust or rude to you, ask yourself this liberating question. What might this person be carrying inside them that makes them act this way? Seeing beyond the superficial attitude, seeing the hidden pain or limitation of the other, is incredibly liberating. This doesn't mean accepting abuse, but it does mean not being contaminated by the other's bitterness or negativity. 9. Prioritize the essential, the irritation filter. Have you ever gotten irritated wasting time on small things? That slow-moving line? A sharp remark that wasn't even meant for you? An unimportant opinion someone just threw out there? When we give importance to what is small and insignificant, we waste an immense amount of precious energy. Epictetus said, "Happiness depends on attention to the essential." Before reacting to any inconvenience, ask yourself, will this truly matter 5 days from now? 5 years from now? If the answer is a resounding no, then it's not worth your irritation. It's not worth the theft of your peace. Value your energy, direct your attention to what truly matters in your life. Prioritize the essential. By doing so, you will discover a dimension of peace and tranquility that few know, for you will be free from the shackles of trivialities. 10. Practice emotional detachment, the inner fortress. How many times have you tried to control what others think, what others do, how others react? This struggle is exhausting and futile, and most of our irritation stems precisely from this illusion of control. Seneca was clear. Wish that things happen as they should happen, and you will live serenely. Emotional detachment is the profound acceptance that not everything will be under your control, and that is perfectly okay. It is the liberation from a battle that cannot be won. When you detach from the insatiable desire to control the uncontrollable, you reconnect with the only thing you can truly control, your own mind, your own reactions. Next time you feel the urge to change someone's behavior, stop, breathe, and remember, the external world is largely uncontrollable, but your internal world can be an impenetrable fortress of peace. Irritation is not a sign of strength. It is, in fact, an indication that we are still held captive by what comes from outside. True strength is silent. It manifests in taking a deep breath when everything around screams for an impulsive reaction. It is found in maintaining your peace when the world offers you war. Each of these 10 attitudes you learned today is not a trick to be used once. It is a seed. And like every seed, it needs to be cultivated, watered, and cared for daily with patience and persistence. Perhaps tomorrow you'll be provoked again. Perhaps someone will try to steal your calm. But now you know, he who has mastery over himself is not mastered by anything, nor by anyone. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 10 attitudes do you feel you need to practice most immediately in your life? Leave your answer in the comments below. I'm really curious to know which one resonated most with you, which seed you'll plant today, and if this content resonated with you, if it touched your soul, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more insights like this, and share it with someone you know needs to regain power over their own emotions. Always remember, respect begins within. True freedom is born from self-control and peace. Peace is the silent and invincible conquest of those who choose to be greater than any provocation.